Waking up at 3 a.m., feeling unusually alert or restless is not always just aging. In many cases, it may involve the brain activating stress response pathways at the wrong time. The good news is that your internal clock can often improve with healthier sleep habits. Tonight, let us look at the biological processes that may be affecting your sleep and the simple changes that may help restore deep, uninterrupted rest. Many adults over 40 assume waking up exhausted is simply part of aging. They blame their mattress, busy schedules, or getting older itself, while missing the deeper biological signal disrupting their sleep. In a healthy body, cortisol follows a natural rhythm. It rises in the morning to increase alertness and gradually falls at night, allowing melatonin to guide the body into deep rest. But modern life constantly interferes with this cycle. Chronic stress, late-night screen exposure, irregular sleep habits, and mental overstimulation can keep cortisol elevated long after sunset. When that happens, the brain may remain trapped in a subtle survival state instead of shifting into recovery mode. Cortisol works like the body's internal alarm system. It is extremely useful during danger, but when the alarm never fully switches off, restful sleep becomes far more difficult to maintain. If your brain remains stuck in this heightened stress state, deep restorative sleep becomes far more difficult to reach. One major trigger may come from what you eat during the hours before bed. Late-night snacking, especially meals high in refined carbohydrates or sugar, can cause sharp swings in blood glucose levels overnight. In response, the body releases insulin to move that sugar out of the bloodstream. For some people, this may later contribute to a rapid nighttime glucose drop that the brain interprets as a potential threat. To protect you, the body may respond by releasing stress hormones, such as adrenaline and cortisol. This sudden hormonal surge may partially explain why some people wake up around 3 a.m., feeling alert, restless, or anxious. That sudden 3 a.m. awakening is often not random. In many cases, it may reflect the body responding to internal stress signals, including shifts in blood sugar or activation of the nervous system during sleep. This is why cortisol is frequently misunderstood. Cortisol is not inherently harmful. It is an essential hormone that helps regulate energy, alertness, blood pressure, immune signaling, and the body's response to stress. In a healthy rhythm, cortisol remains lower at night, allowing recovery and repair to take place while melatonin supports sleep. Then, early in the morning, cortisol naturally rises to help increase focus, mental clarity, and daytime energy. The real problem begins when modern habits keep this system activated long after sunset. One of the biggest disruptors of healthy sleep may be sitting directly in front of your eyes each night. Deep inside the brain is a small group of neurons, often called the body's master clock, and it responds strongly to light exposure. For most of human history, darkness signaled the brain to lower cortisol and release melatonin before sleep. Modern life has completely altered that pattern. Smartphones, televisions, tablets, and bright indoor lighting expose the eyes to artificial blue light late into the evening. Studies have shown that this type of light can delay melatonin release and interfere with normal circadian rhythms. Your conscious mind knows it is nighttime, but parts of your brain may still behave as if it were daytime. As a result, cortisol can remain elevated when the body should be entering a deeper recovery state. While artificial light confuses the brain's internal clock, another major disruption often begins in the kitchen. Eating heavy meals or high-carbohydrate snacks late at night can create large swings in blood sugar during sleep. In response, the pancreas releases insulin to move glucose out of the bloodstream. When blood sugar later drops too quickly overnight, the body may respond by activating stress pathways designed to stabilize energy levels. Instead of fully entering repair mode, the body can remain metabolically active, working through digestion and unstable blood sugar shifts during hours meant for repair. These repeated nighttime fluctuations may place additional stress on the nervous system and interfere with healthy sleep cycles. Rather than transitioning smoothly into stable sleep, the body may stay in a more alert physiological state, increasing the likelihood of restless sleep and frequent nighttime awakenings. Late-night digestion is only part of the problem. The nervous system itself can also keep the brain trapped in a constant state of alertness. From the brain's perspective, emotional stress and physical danger can activate many of the same survival pathways. An unresolved argument, financial pressure, or repetitive anxious thinking can activate stress systems originally designed to protect humans from immediate threats. This stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, commonly known as the body's stress response system. Psychologists often describe unfinished worries as open loops that keep mental activity running long after the day has ended. As the brain continues scanning for problems, the body may maintain elevated stress hormones and nervous system activation deep into the night. Under these conditions, entering the deeper recovery stages of sleep becomes significantly more difficult, leaving many people mentally exhausted even after spending hours in bed. To help quiet this constant mental stimulation, you must actively reshape your nighttime environment. One of the most effective strategies is creating a digital sunset during the final hours before bed. About 2 hours before sleep, begin lowering light exposure throughout your home. Replace bright overhead lighting with softer, warmer lamps, and reduce exposure to phones, televisions, and tablets whenever possible. If screens are unavoidable, blue light filtering settings or amber-tinted glasses may help reduce circadian disruption. These subtle changes signal to the brain that the day is finally ending. As light exposure decreases, the body's internal clock can begin shifting away from daytime alertness and toward recovery mode. Over time, this evening transition may help support healthier melatonin release, calmer nervous system activity, and a more stable nighttime cortisol rhythm that better aligns with natural sleep cycles. Along with reducing nighttime light exposure, many sleep specialists also recommend creating a consistent eating cutoff before bed. Giving the body several hours without heavy digestion may help support more stable nighttime blood sugar regulation and reduce unnecessary metabolic activity during sleep. For many people, stopping large meals and calorie-dense snacks about 2 to 3 hours before bedtime can allow the digestive system to gradually settle before the body enters deeper recovery phases. Water or non-caffeinated herbal tea are often better tolerated later in the evening than sugary snacks or heavy meals. When blood sugar remains more stable overnight, the nervous system may be less likely to trigger stress-related awakenings during the early morning hours. These simple evening boundaries may help support calmer sleep patterns, steadier nighttime hormone rhythms, and a more restorative transition into the body's natural repair processes. Calming the digestive system is important, but mental overstimulation can still keep the brain locked in a stress response late into the night. One surprisingly effective strategy involves something simple: a pen and a piece of paper. Several psychological studies have found that spending a few minutes before bed writing down unfinished tasks or planning the next day may help people fall asleep faster. This process helps quiet repetitive thought patterns by giving the brain a sense of closure. Rather than replaying tomorrow's responsibilities repeatedly, the mind recognizes that the information has been safely stored externally. As cognitive tension gradually decreases, nervous system activity may settle as well. This small nightly habit may help support a calmer transition into deeper sleep and reduce the mental alertness that often keeps people awake long after exhaustion sets in. Practicing these habits consistently can help the body move away from chronic nighttime stress and back toward a healthier recovery rhythm. A darker evening environment, fewer late-night meals, and clearing mental clutter before bed may all support calmer nervous system activity and more stable sleep patterns. Many people gradually notice fewer nighttime awakenings, steadier morning energy, and better mental clarity during the day. Deep sleep is far more than simple unconsciousness. It is one of the body's most important periods for tissue repair, metabolic balance, immune regulation, and brain recovery. Even small evening behaviors, repeated night after night, can strongly influence this biological process. Try these habits consistently for several nights and pay attention to how your sleep and energy respond over time. This content is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to support the channel. Thanks for the support.